All right. Welcome to another interview. I think this is the second one today. I am like on fire, creating a lot of content. This interview I'm going to be doing with Guantanamo. Or,
Yeah.
I know it.
I absolutely love it. You spent like 3 minutes before, like, hey, let me make sure I get your name right. That is so funny.
Yeah. No, I am AD. As it was coming out of my mouth, I was like, how do we say your full name?
Gaetano Ciambriello.
Gaetano.
I had to shorten
I
it,
got
by
it
the
now.
way.
Gaetano.
Yeah.
Gaetano.
There used to be more vowels in there.
Yeah. Oh, anyways, man. Hey, I am really looking forward to this conversation. You know, we walked on the beach. That sounded a little weird, but he was at a local event, and there was a bunch of mortgage coaches there. And I've been doing this early morning walking meetings, and ran into this young man, and I just love your energy. I love your story. You're 26, right?
Correct. Yeah. 26.
And how old are you when you got in the mortgage business?
I started when I was a senior in college, actually. So I was 21 at the time, but started full time at 23.
Got it. So total Gen Z. Well,
Mhm.
actually, 25 is the cutoff for Gen Z, right? Like, what does that make you?
I don't even know what I am, to be honest.
Yeah. Well,
I'd say, it's all the same, I think.
I think so too, unless
Yeah.
anybody disagrees. You now own multiple properties, right? Like, how many?
8 properties. I partner with 2 brothers, and we do student rentals in Connecticut.
Love that. You know, I've been advocating that we need to help get more young people into homes. So I love that you're doing that. And then you're doing really good production. What kind of production are you averaging?
Last year did 22 million, and the year before that did about 32 million.
Good. Well, you are doing over 20 million. You're buying properties. You're a mortgage coach. Let's talk about how you are winning with first time home buyers. You know, like, what is your strategy and approach to winning with them?
The biggest thing right now is really educating them on the opportunities available. We're seeing higher interest rates, and we're seeing higher home prices. So you would think that it's more expensive to buy a home. But when you compare that, we've seen inflation run, a double digit almost over the last, let's say 24 months, rent's also getting more expensive. So my brother and I run a mortgage team, and what we're trying to educate our clients on is the opportunities available, especially in the multifamily space. If you're buying, let's say, a 2 to 4 unit property, living in one of the units and having your net payment be much lower than what your rent would be. So that's one opportunity. The other one is, even if you're just buying a single family home and you were going to go from renting from, let's say you're a 2-bedroom near me at a nice place is like $3,500, and you were to buy a $550,000 home, your payment might be $4,200, but after, you strip out the principal, and then eventually the PMI will fall off too. Your payments, all of a sudden your net payment's $3,700. So it's really just educating people on the opportunities out there, that 1, you don't need a 20% down payment, and 2, your net payment, if you were to buy a home, especially a multifamily property, is going to be much lower than if you continue to rent and you pick up cash flow. Possibly your net payment's going to be much lower. You get appreciation of the home, you get principal pay down from tenants, and then you pick up tax benefits as well.
What do you think of the idea as a mortgage coach that every time you hear about someone that's a past customer or someone in your database that had a kid graduate from high school, going to college, graduating from college, that if you made a reach out to talk about all the creative ideas and strategies to help the next generation get into home ownership faster, and you came with a rent versus own from Mortgage Coach, and you came with, hey, you could buy a 3-bedroom and rent out 2 bedrooms, you could buy a duplex or a triplex, and you pitched every family that has a kid moving into this, let's just say 20-ish or over. You think that'd be a good idea?
I think that's a great idea. And you telling me that, we rent to about 80 kids that are all, pretty well off. And I'm getting off this interview, and I'm creating a TCA. I'm calling my brother, say, hey, we got to get in front of everybody that's a senior right now and just present this. I think it's a home run, because you might be able to farm opportunities 5 years down the road, or you help, these kids graduate in college, buy their first property. By the time they're 30, they might have 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, one of the things that Kristen Messerly, the executive director of First Home IQ, is doing, she's creating a content that goes a couple of different directions. One direction is it's a kid that's moving into this next stage of life that has family, that has the means to help them. So like, how do we pitch? And I don't want to say the rich kid, but someone that has means to help. How do we arm that young future homeowner with the tools to make the case for their relatives to help them? And then how about the kid who doesn't have the means? He doesn't have family that have the means. And some of the kids have, multi-generations of renters. How do we arm them with the toolkit? Because there's never been more home, down payment assistance programs. There's never been more community opportunities to help people get into home ownership. Are you helping both of those people? And is there any nuance to how you're supporting someone that has family that can help versus someone that doesn't?
So we're always talking to clients and bringing up the opportunities available if they're, just graduating college, and really educating. Some people think they need 2-year job history. And we're saying if you're fresh out of college with a salary position, you could buy a home, a multifamily property, and start that process. And in Connecticut, where most of my business is, we have a great state. It's a CHAFA program, great bond program. So if somebody doesn't qualify because they don't have credit, income, or assets, or one of those three, we're educating them on, hey, here's how you could get over the asset issue. Here's how you could get over income issue. Can you bring on a co-borrower? Can you get gift money? Can you borrow from a 401k? If you've been at your job and investing in that, and finding solutions to problems that arise has worked really well.
Yeah. So let's talk about other things you're doing. I know the event you were at was Neil's social media mastermind. What's the name of the event called? I know it's something mastermind.
Yeah, it's called it's Forward Academy.
Forward Academy.
Yeah.
Academy.
And
So
go ahead.
you were there. By the way, you and I didn't get to talk after your couple days at that event. What were a couple of your biggest takeaways?
It was awesome. A couple of my biggest takeaways was building a personal brand and then repping that personal brand with everything you do. So if you're out, right now, if I'm wearing a polo, it should have something in regards to AFC Mortgage Group, my company. That was a big takeaway. Be yourself and be authentic. There was somebody in your market named Kevin, a real estate agent. He's just true to who he is, and he's constantly publishing content around that, and he's done very well. I thought that was awesome as well. Cole Hatter is a sales speaker. He does sales, but he does quite a few things, really an entrepreneur. He gave a great talk on sales, in changing, some of your presuppets. I don't even know the word to say it, but we talked about this on the walk, talking about like, being more positive in your sales conversations.
Yeah, no doubt. I was traveling this week, and in the airport, I ran across the Harvard Business Journal. So guys, I don't know if you could see this, but the headline for the Harvard Business Journal is "Build Your Personal Brand: How to Communicate Your Value to the World." Like, guys, it's trending in the mortgage industry, and if it's on the Harvard Business Review, it's trending in the world. Like if you want to have a sustainable career as a local referral-based mortgage professional, either you're going to build a brand, or the local professionals locally that are advisors, they're using data, they're using technology, they're gonna, their brand is going to take your market share. So I totally agree with that. Any specific social media strategies for first-time home buyers? Since this is all around how are you winning with first-time home buyers, any specific types of content you're creating?
I think that whenever I'm creating content, I'm thinking of a few different things. You have potential clients that are problem unaware, so they don't even know they don't have a problem. So create content around that. Some clients are problem aware. They know they have a problem, but they don't know how to solve it. So create content around that. They know that they have money saved right now, sitting in a savings account, making 1%. What's the opportunity? Well, there's real estate. Here's what you could do. Then you know that they know real estate's the opportunity, so they're solution aware, but what can you help those clients with? And it's more like, here's what you could do with your money. It's real estate. Well, here's specifically in real estate what you can do. For me and my brother write down questions we get from clients, and we answer anything based off of that. As you're having initial consultations with clients and they're asking you questions, we just turn around and create content based off that. How much income you need, how much credit, or what kind of credit score you need to buy a home, first-time home buyer mistakes, things we've learned, how we're helping other clients.
Love that. I think you should, if you haven't already done this, tell your story. I mean, the fact that the age in which you bought your first home, the fact that you own multiple properties. Do you have any content like that where you're telling your personal story around building wealth with real estate?
I talk a lot about, it's kind of two-edged. I mean, I talk a lot about real estate investing. I don't talk about my personal story. I talk about that I do own student rentals. I don't get into how many I own or get too specific in the market as well.
Yeah,
But I
no,
definitely talk in general.
yeah. One thing I've shown this scenario a lot in interviews lately, just because it's such a killer story, where this was a first year loan officer that I interviewed out of Denver, Colorado. And the borrower had, decided they weren't going to buy because rates had gone up, and they're like, I'm going to wait. And then he had done a MortgageCoach rent versus own total cost analysis. And he showed that, hey, this is a 3-bedroom house that you qualify for. If you took 2 of the bedrooms, rent them out at $625 and invested that money, I mean, even T-bills now are in the 4s, and you invested that money, look what your net worth would be in 5 years. So what do you think about telling stories like this, like creating a MortgageCoach rent versus own, and then telling the story around, hey, just helped a first-time home buyer, and not only talk about home ownership, but talk about the long-term wealth accumulation of home ownership. What are your thoughts on that kind of story?
I didn't hop on here expecting to come away with ideas, but pulling up a TCA like that and creating a YouTube video would be a slam dunk. I think that's
By the way,
great.
Denise Donahue, the mortgage nerd, you should follow her. She creates a lot of content like that. So how are you using MortgageCoach most often?
So every client that we work with, when we complete a pre-approval, we're bringing up scenarios with different down payments usually to give them an idea of how your payments can be affected. And that's worked extremely well, giving clients an idea of options that they have available to them, whether they're putting 5, 10, or 20% down. How's private mortgage insurance going to affect them? How long is it going to be on the loan for? What happens if they make additional principal payments to bring that number down? And if they went with a 20% down payment versus a 5%, I tell 95% of my clients that they should put less money down. I show them if you reinvest that money, like similar to what you said, but you put it at in the stock market making 7% a year, and then you look at the 15-year chart of what your net worth is going to be, you're going to be so better off by taking on the PMI and investing the excess down payment funds.
What are your thoughts on this, Gaetano? We talk a lot, and I think it's pretty much common knowledge now in the industry that 80%, 83% of all mortgages start with 2, 3, or 4. And this was actually an article from yesterday. This is May 11th. So this was in the Wall Street Journal, May 10th. Check it out. And it was just talking about the quandary that people are in. And one of the things I think we're going to see a lot more of is where people are, accidental landlords. Like, hey, I'm in this house. I got a 2 or a 3. I could rent it out. What would be my positive? And I could buy another home. And so I think we're going to start seeing total cost analysis where it's like column A is the house you're in. Column B is the house you want, with the positive income from the house that you're going to rent out, assuming there's positive income.
Yep.
I do think if they can't rent it out and get positive income, they're going to be less likely to be that accidental landlord. But what are your thoughts on that becoming a thing?
I mean, I've only been in the business 3 years full time, and I don't know if people used to sell their home previously when they were moving up, but I'm talking to friends now that have already bought their first home and are looking to expand because of kids, or they want more space, or they want to move different towns. And the same exact conversation. They have a 2.875% rate. They're going to rent their house out, collect that cash flow spread, and use that to pay for their payment on the bigger house. And I think that's going to be huge moving forward.
Actually, I think that's a niche, like be the rent out your personal residence and build wealth with real estate expert specialist. Like really, if you think about it, the 2 hottest niches in real estate and mortgage are first-time home buyers.
Yep.
According to realtor.com, there's going to be 30 million Gen Z home buyers over the next 5 years. Guys, that's crazy. and just to clarify for everyone, Gen Z is 18 to 25. 30 million of these next generation young folks are supposed to buy houses according to realtor.com. That's insane. So you want to be a first-time home buyer specialist. And then 80% of all mortgages have really, really, really low rates. So be a specialist with helping accidental landlords. That's a niche.
It's a great opportunity.
So Gaetano, any advice to any new loan officers that are watching this? Because, while you're not brand new, you were one of those young guys that started while you were in high school. Or no, did you say college? Was it high school or college?
I started in college and then full-time a little bit after that.
So what advice do you have for new loan officers?
The biggest thing I would say is be consistent and try to lead with value before asking for anything. So find ways for you to pour into referral partners. We had a lot of our business from real estate agents and slowly building up our financial planner, a pillar. And one thing we're always thinking of is what can we do for our agents that other lenders in our market aren't doing? Me and my brother do a ton of video content. So I'm in Forward Academy with Neil. And he's always talking about creating content and how it's helping, and it has. So we said a lot of agents in our market aren't creating video content. So we put a day together. We had about 15 agents come to our house, shot the content. We're gonna have it edited for them and turn it back over. And it just find ways where we can do things that they want to do, they just don't have the time to do. So how can you save people money and make people money and save them time?
Yeah, I love that. What about just some closing thoughts for anyone listening to this? They want to win with first-time home buyers. They want to win with Gen Z. Any closing thoughts or advice?
I think if you're not doing it, you have to start doing video content, because we're 24 and 26. Me and my brother, we're getting a ton of opportunities from our sphere of influence, and it's only going to continue. And it's because we're consistently staying in front of them through video.
I love that. So by the way, guys, you can check out the Forward Academy, just like it's spelled, forwardacademy.com. Highly recommend you follow Gaetano. Gaetano, what's the best place for anyone to follow you on social media?
Twitter at GCIAMS.
Really? Twitter is like your thing, huh?
That is where I live and breathe. I'm on Instagram with the same handle, but I love Twitter.
Really? And
oh my God, it's the best.
Are you getting business from it? Is it you just like to learn? Is it like a business generating strategy? And also, do you do anything with TikTok?
I post everything that we create on Instagram to TikTok, Twitter. The sphere of people in that, I don't want to. I mean, they seem to be very bright compared to other platforms, and the quality of conversation is very high. And I'm actually having conversations. I started posting in November, closed my first loan in April from Twitter. So hopefully just like continue with that.
Nice, man. Well, I'll be keeping an eye out on that and seeing how that's working. If you guys, I don't think this will be my last interview with Gaetano. So if you have questions, put those in chat down below. Also, I would love to get a sample of one of your total cost analysis that I can put down below. So if you or your brother could email it to me, and I'll put it in show notes when we push this live.
Awesome. That sounds good.
All right. Well, hey, man, I love your energy. I love that you're in this industry. Thanks for being a mortgage coach. I know when I ran into you on the beach the first day, sounds like you watched some of our content and some of the videos in the community.
Oh, I grew up grew into the mortgage business watching Mortgage Coach for an hour every day. I think I heard that from somebody too, but that's what helped me get started. Listen to Jeremy, Dan, a few others, and it's been awesome.
So wait a minute. So that's good advice for new loan officers. So seriously, just because it's me, you don't have to say like, how, if you were a new loan officer who was coming in the market and you give your advice to them as it pertains to being a mortgage coach and consuming our content, what direction would you give them?
I would say spend an hour a day. I used to listen to 2 times speed for an hour a day, and I'd listen to 1 or 2 videos each day and just take notes and say, what are they doing? What can I implement? And that's been, I still do it today. And it's been awesome.
How long did you do that for?
Probably 6 months, like consistently, maybe longer. I don't even remember, but like definitely when I started in June, at least through the end of that year.
Well, my push to everyone, especially if you're new, for 90 to 60 days, an hour a day is the move. And And the content we try to create and the way I have designed this channel is at an hour a week. Like once you are at a certain level of success, it's always there for you. You can search and find any topic. We've also got a lot of playlists, but an hour a week, like let's take up some of your Netflix time and tune in here, and that'll be a key to your success. So Gaetano, I got your name right now. I can't believe how I opened this thing up, but I look forward to keeping in touch and watching you grow as a leader in the industry.
Thanks so much, Dave.
All right. Take care, brother.
See you, man.
All right, take it easy. This is a wrap, everyone. Make sure you give it a like if you got value, and make sure you already subscribe to both the Mortgage Coach YouTube channel and the Trust Engine YouTube channel.